أهلا وسهلا فيكم معنا بالفيديو الثالث من سلسلة الفيديوهات التعريفية بالانتخابات. مثل ما وعدناكم حنبلش هلأ بالأحزاب. أول حزب اللي حنحكي عنه بهذا الفيديو مع الناشط بابك هو حزب السي ان في أو هو الحزب المسيحي الديمقراطي. طبعا أو قبل الحوار كان في تحضير مع الناشط، واتفقنا وهو اقترح أنه نتناول كل حزب وسياساته واجنداته من مجموعه زوايا، وهي ليست كل الزوايا التي يتطرق لها الحزب، ولكن من الزوايا اللي بتهمنا نحن بالذات كمواطنين من اصول مهاجره. فحنستعرض سياسات الحزب في مجالات الاقتصاد، في مجالات الرعايه الاجتماعيه، قضايا الهجره، قضايا التعليم، ملف الامن والعلاقات الدوليه. وحاطرح مجموعة أسئلة على الناشط، مثل السؤال مثلا: هذا الحزب هو الحزب المسيحي الديمقراطي، هل يمكن لشخص غير مسيحي أن يكون عضو في الحزب المسيحي الديمقراطي أو ينتسب له أو حتى يصوت له؟ حنطرح هذا السؤال على الناشط، بالإضافة لمجموعة أسئلة ثانية متفرقة. خليكم معنا لنشوف سيدي أنجو.
So let's talk about CDMV.
Yeah.
CDMV is Christian Democratic Party. It's the religious party in Belgium, as religious as politics can get in Belgium,
Yeah.
which is, comparing to other countries, not much religious, to be honest. But Christian Democrats are classically representing the traditional Christian values of the Belgian society. Obviously, in the recent years, they are also representing the traditional values of other religions, especially two other big religions in Belgium, which are Islam and Judaism. So
Yeah.
you can see the politics of this party. Usually, politicians of this party are usually talking around these topics.
Yeah.
But CDMV, by its nature, because it has more alignments with some of those stuff that we count on the right side of the political spectrum, is a right-wing party. I go through those topics that I chose to compare these parties to each other. They are
Yeah.
chosen based on their importance in politics, also their importance to the migrant community. So let's talk about them. About economy, they believe in government intervention. So they believe if there is a problem with somebody not earning enough or a community being poor, government should go there, spend money and fix it. About welfare, they believe in a robust social safety net. So there should be a powerful system of helping people and supporting them and a welfare program in place. As you can see, interestingly, although I said CDMV is a right-wing party, they have a strong left-wing policy there, and that comes from their religious nature. About immigration, they believe in a controlled immigration with integration efforts. So that's a right-wing plan, obviously, as you can see. On environments, they support environmental protection, like almost every other parties in Belgium and the EU as a whole. About education, their main platform currently in this election on their website is reducing inequality in education.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's a very important point. In the recent years, it became more important in Belgium. It wasn't an issue like 10 years ago. I can see where it's coming from, but with not going into detail, many parties are actually talking about it right now. About security, they believe in public safety with emphasis on prevention. So they are not really strong on prison, jail, and law against criminals. They believe it should be prevention programs in place for youth, for communities to make the crimes, to reduce the rate of the crimes. About international relations, they favor EU and international organizations, so they are not a skeptic of international organizations, which might be a marker on the right side usually, but they are not like that. Regional issues, which is a special topic for Belgium all the time. And obviously under this, I'm talking about their ideas about Flanders. So they believe in more autonomy for Flanders and the national unity. So they believe in united Belgium, but more autonomy, political autonomy for Flanders as it.
Small question here. Yeah, so this is the CDMV, that's Christian Democratic and Vlaams. And I will again put the glasses of a person who doesn't know much just to understand how things work. Like when Mr. Samuel Mehdi was the Secretary of State of Asylum, people said he is, we know his roots. He is not Christian, he is not the Vlaams, but he is the chair of the CDMV. Like how this works. And yeah. So just to link the name with what we start, how can we understand this situation? And it's not a one person situation. You can see it.
No, that's a very good question. That's a very good question. So, obviously, when we look at the bigger political landscape, name of the parties, their symbolism, their ideology, there are traditional things we cannot escape from. So, as I said, CDMV is a Christian Democrat party. Classically, Christian Democrat Party means the members of the party and the voters are Christians.
Yeah.
In the modern time, it's at least people who believe and support Christian values. You don't need to be a practicing Christian, go to church, but if you believe in those values, even feel those values are close to you, so you're a voter of this party. So by any extension, you cannot be somebody who is against, for example, being nice to your neighbor and call yourself CDMV. I'm just trying to give an extreme example. But if you look at it, you don't have to be a religious Christian person to vote for this party or be part of it. That doesn't mean members of this party don't behave like that. There are Christian right-wing people. There are Christian fundamentalists that obviously may be voting for this party and have different ideas. But as being not biased, at least I know CDMV always promotes the fact that it's an inclusive party and it's just promoting those nice values that are coming out of the context of Christianity. That's for that. So in that definition, you can see a migrant, you can see a non-originally Belgian person to be also without Christian faith background, be a member or a voter of this party. About the Vlaams part, we will talk about that later more, because especially about the party NVA, that becomes an important topic. Again, without being biased, without pointing out that we know there are people with extreme ideas, who are people that just look at you and because how your face looks at you are not a Flemish or something like that. We want to just say what these parties actually talk about when they call somebody Flemish.
We'll come to that.
Either we like that definition or not, that's what is promoted by them. And I'm trying to just put that
it is what it is.
Truth in the middle. So for CDMV, as far as I understand, and I might be wrong, I will recommend read their websites and look at their literature yourself. But when they call somebody Flemish, it means you are living in Flanders and you are a good person. It's a definition. I don't say this is nice or not, good or not, but that's what I saw in their text. And the V in their name is just showing that we are Christian Democrats that are living in Flanders.
Okay, so this is their perspective. This is their story.
This difference between parties, I will talk about that in each party. That's a very good point, and it's good to talk about.
One last question here. Like, for example, there are parties with similar names in other countries. If I'm not mistaken, Angela Merkel, the chancellor of Germany, she is also Christian Democratic, right?
That's completely true.
So the next question is, if that party is good there, does that mean these parties are aligned? These parties will act the same, will do the same thing or not? What do you think?
Oh, that's a very good question. So to talk about it in a big picture, yes, Christian Democrat parties, not that they are aligned, but they have relations with each other. They all recognize each other. They all use the same kind of color in their publications, and they all have the very, very strong top of the list Christian values in their platform. But they cannot be more different in politics. So as much as CDU in Germany was a it's really hard not to get judgmental about it because these are political ideas. I know CDU is a party that is behaving more like conservatives in UK or like Republicans in the United States and Germany. Instead of politics. But CDU, because it's in Belgium, it's behaving more toward to the left. So CDU is more right-wing. CDU is more left-wing, if I compare them to each other. But and that can go to different countries. They are happening in different parts of this political spectrum. But generally, you can see them socially being very left-leaning, these Christian democratic parties.
So the conclusion, if you want to see if and judge the CD&V, you shouldn't look at other Christian democratic parties in other countries. That nothing to do with it. So okay.
That's completely correct. Especially considering the fact that Christian Democrats are more or less Christian between the countries. They are more Christian in Germany than in Belgium. The Christian faith role in the party politics is a bit less pronounced in Belgium, but that can be also a personal opinion. So I leave it to the listeners to believe about that and find it out. Obviously, they are different. You are right. The point is completely correct.
Okay.
For each of these parties, I obviously try to find something relevant, some person relevant. It's not just immigrants in these parties. You will see later. I put Sami Mehdi there, which is very, very famous between everybody that cares about politics in Belgium. He's there.
طيب رجعنا لكم بعد ما استمعنا للحوار حول حزب CD&V. فشفنا بأنه الحزب هو حزب يميني أقرب للوسط حسب الحوار اللي أجريناه مع الناشط بابك. وشفنا انه كيف جاي تموضع الحزب على في هذا المكان، انه سياساته بخصوص ملف الهجره هي سياسات يمينيه. بالفيديو الثاني اللي ما بعرف شو المقصود هون شرحنا فيه على الفرق بين سياسات اليمين وسياسات اليسار بملفات متعدده. فسياسات الحزب بملف الهجره هي سياسات يمينيه، ولكن سياساته في مجال الرعايه الاجتماعيه هي سياسات يساريه، سياساته في مجالات الاقتصاد هي سياسات منهجيات يساريه. فهذا الشيء خلاه حزب وسط يميني اقرب للوسط. موضوع كمان انطرح بشكل مهم مع الناشط بابك، هو في تشابه اسماء. مثلا في الحزب المسيحي في المانيا هو حزب انجيلا ميركل، هو حزب له صيت وله شهره بين اوساط المهاجرين. يعني هل يمكن الحكم على حزب بنفس الاسم هون بناء على اداء حزب هنيك؟ فالجواب لا. فلو كان الحزب هو نفسه والادبيات العامه نفسها، ولكن مختلفين بالسياسات بشكل كلي بشكل تام، ما فينا ابدا نحكم على حزب هون بناء على اداء نفس الحزب في بلد